Many people see their life just beginning at the age of 23 years old, the start of adulthood, independence, and new beginnings. But it was sadly the opposite for the young singer Selena Quintanilla. This tragic event left many devastated, but her legacy did not end the day her heart stopped beating. Like her hit song, Beady Beady Bum Bum, her heart continued to beat for many years to come. We will be going over what this singer accomplished, how she was killed, and the legacy she left after her death. According to Selena Forever Timeline, Miss Quintanilla started singing when she was 8. Her and her siblings, Suzanne and AB, started out in their band called Los Dinos. They began playing at people's backyards for weddings, at nursing homes, and at quinceañeras. Later on, they started playing in clubs where they started to gain more recognition. And then, when Selena was 15, she won her first Tejano Music Award for Best Female Vocalist. 3 years later, when Selena was only 19 years old, she was signed to EMI Latin Albums. And in 1991, Selena was the first female recording artist to a gold record with the song Ven Conmigo. In 1994, she received a quadruple platinum award for my favorite song, Amor Prohibido. It hit #1 on Billboard Latin charts. Then she won a Grammy for Best Mexican American Performance for Selena Live. And that same year, Los Dinos had their debut in Los Angeles, New York, Puerto Rico, and Argentina. Even though Selena was known for her cumbia, she always wanted to sing in English too. And now that she was starting to get bigger, it was finally possible. So that same year, she was the first female crossover Latin artist to sign to SBK, sister label of EMI Latin. In 1995, she won 6 Tejano Music Awards, was nominated for a second Grammy for Amor Prohibido, and her last performance was in front of a record-breaking crowd of more than 61,000 fans at the Houston Astrodome. Selena was at the top of her career and thriving until the next month, everything changed. The sound her heart makes, Beady Beady Bum Bum, died down on March 31st, 1995. She was killed by her associate, Yolanda Saldivar. Selena had opened up a boutique because she was very into fashion. Her and her sister would make the band's outfits. The most memorable one for me is the cow outfits that they made. Selena loved making clothes not just for the band, but for herself and others as well. When she started to gain more fame, it was harder for her to keep up with all the work. That is when she met Yolanda, her #1 fan. She said she would take off the work off her hands, help her with the fan club, bills, and other managerial jobs. This woman went from being a registered nurse to having her whole life revolve around Selena and her needs. According to a Washington Post, people warned Selena that her assistant was an evil and obsessed woman who was lying, stealing, and sabotaging other people's work. When Selena would confront Yolanda about this, not much would happen until it finally got to a point where it got too out of hand, and Selena let her go. Yolanda was not happy about this, but Selena still needed to meet with her because she still had documents from the boutique that she needed. So Yolanda asked Selena to meet her at the Days Inn Motel to come get the documents, but little did anyone know she had bought a gun that same day. A few minutes after Selena arrived at the motel, people there had heard a gunshot. Yolanda killed the rising star out of obsession. She was convicted for murder and sentenced for life. But according to Fox 29 News, she's eligible for parole in 2025. Even though after this tragic day, Selena's blood did not keep running, her legacy and music did. People back home in Corpus Christi, when they talk about Selena, according to a Washington Post, they say that she was beautiful and talented, she was patient and sweet, and she was generous and kind. She always believed in home and family, and she believed in hard work and education. She never got a big head, and she always remembered where she came from. In 1997, they came out with a movie about Selena starring Jennifer Lopez. That same year, more than 7 million of her albums were sold after her death, and at the Tejano Music Awards, she won 4 categories, including Song of the Year and Vocalist of the Year. They even made a museum for her back home in Corpus Christi, where you can still go and visit to this day. In 2017, she was honored with the wax figure at the Madame Tussauds in Hollywood with her iconic bustier and purple outfit. That same year, she received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And recently in 2021, Netflix came out with a series about Selena, and it had 24 million household views. It was #1 on Netflix for 7 days, and we were able to see more details about Selena and her family's life. According to My San Antonio Entertainment, Selena is crushing Spotify Wrapped nearly 30 years after her death. Her music was being streamed in 177 countries for a total of 452.2 million times in 2021. Her music is continued to be sung by other artists like Becky G and Ángel Aguilar, and we see it in shows like the new one on Netflix, Rebelde. Her music continues to flow through people's hearts and souls. She also continues to inspire the Latino community in music, fashion, and beauty. We were able to go over this young singer's accomplishments, how she was tragically killed, and the legacy she left the world after her death. Her iconic songs like Como la Flor, Amor Prohibido, and Dreaming of You will forever be played by her family, friends, and by me. Her music will be running in my playlist for whenever I need something to dance to or get my heart beating like Beady Beady Bum Bum.